Hello, hello. Welcome, everybody. Come on in to the room. Join us today.
I'm Chef Lisa B, and this is...
I'm Chef Krista. Welcome to Homemade. Today we are having a very excellent recipe to kick off a series. Chef Lisa's brought her crispy Vietnamese crepes. I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about it.
Yes. With these Vietnamese crepes, it's a street food, and you hear it before you see it. That's a special thing. It's kind of like a Vietnamese fajitas. You hear the sizzle. It's actually named after the sizzle.
Oh.
Bánh Xèo. Xèo means sizzle. So we're gonna get crispy, we're gonna get crunchy, we're gonna have fresh veg, and we're gonna have a little shrimp in a dipping sauce, so there's just so much flavor.
So much flavor. It's gonna be so good. I'm really excited to cook this with you. I'm really excited also today we are partnering with savory. This is the first of a series we're doing called Cooking at Every Stage. And savory is a vitamin company that's been around for 50 years, and they have developed a series of vitamins for women, specifically for women at every stage of their life. So specifically today, we're going to be talking about premenstrual and the PMS symptoms, and we're going to talk about pretty much, we're going to lay it out there. We're going to take the taboo off of talking about this. I think women talk about this behind closed doors or in a dorm room, but it's half the population is sometimes suffering through PMS symptoms, and how we can make things better for women,
Exactly.
whether it's through the delicious food that we're preparing or a vitamin. So today's vitamin that we're working with is for PMS and menstrual support. And we're going to support a healthy cycle. So really adding in to support women is the goal of today. All right, so let's get started.
That sounds good. Yes, and sometimes as a woman, you just want to better your life, and why not have something delicious? So we're going to start on our filling. We're going to start with our shrimp. So with the shrimp, you can either do frozen or fresh shrimp. There's no pressure. You know, you don't want to work too hard on it. We're going to get our ingredients here. We have our shallots, we have our garlic, and some ginger. And we also have some chicken bouillon, salt, and pepper.
We've sort of done some prep here because don't be afraid of a long list of ingredients because they all contribute so much flavor. And this particular dish is really, really full of flavor. And I think that's something important to think about when you're maybe like less inclined to cook is how am I going to build flavor into this dish? And this dish does it. It really does. So she's going to chop up the shallots and a whole bunch of garlic and ginger. And I wanted to make sure, this is a trick that I show in a lot of classes that I teach for peeling ginger. So you could do this with a peeler, but it's easier and takes off less of the ginger if you just peel it with a spoon. So I'm using the edge of the spoon. You can do this with a teaspoon, because sometimes those have sharper edges. And you're going to get to the flesh of the ginger like this. Mm-hmm. I also love, if you can, or if you want to, instead of doing the beautiful rough chop that she's doing, you can also go ahead and use a microplane. Mm-hmm. And you're just going to basically get a paste of ginger by using a microplane. You can use a microplane for the garlic as well. And the smell is amazing.
We get used to like cooking the garlic and the shallots together.
Yeah.
But this is just a marinade. We just kind of want to mix everything together and just let it sit for a bit as we gather all our other ingredients. That's the best part. Thank you.
Yeah.
So our marinated shrimp is done. We're just going to set this aside for now. Oh, I almost forgot. We're going to add a little fish sauce. I apologize.
Yum.
And fish sauce is always necessary. But if you don't want fish sauce, that's totally okay. We can also do vegetarian versions as well.
Yes.
So if you don't want shrimp or you're allergic to shrimp, you could do mushrooms and do the same marinade, but with vegetarian fish sauce, which tastes almost exactly like fish sauce.
Really?
And it's quite nice, yeah.
That's
and it's
amazing.
made with soybeans. which is even better.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing. I've never trusted vegetarian fish
Dude,
sauce.
you'd be surprised how delicious
You'd be
vegetarian fish sauce.
surprised by how far
can
we've
be.
come in the food world.
Literally.
True.
And what we got here is our mung beans. Is our next part.
Yeah, we can jump into the mung beans. I think this is a great thing to showcase because legumes, beans of all kinds are so good for us. She's showing you the uncooked.
Look at this. This is the uncooked.
Little green guys. The process that we did for TV Magic was we cooked them already.
Yes, it takes about 20 minutes or so to cook these mung beans.
Yeah.
Some people even soak them overnight. It depends on what you kind of want. You want them to just be breakable, not so much that they become pasty. You just want them to have a little bit of bite to it still.
How would you describe the flavor?
The flavor, I would say a bit earthy.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, it's almost like a cashewy.
I was
It
going
has
to
like
say
a butteriness.
it's the least beany.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not that beany.
Yeah. And it
And
has a slight sweetness.
It's mild. It's really mild.
Yeah.
So if you haven't tried mung beans, they are an amazing nutrition super powerhouse.
Yes.
So if you want to add in some beans, some mung beans to your life, I highly recommend it because 1 cup has 14 grams of protein, something that women are also in the process of realizing, hey, maybe I need some more protein in my life
Yes.
for energy, and 15 grams of fiber. 15 grams of fiber is going to help so much meet our daily recommendations. And last but not least, B9. So a B vitamin, also known as folate, is in mung beans, and you get 80% of your recommended daily intake in a cup of mung beans. So that's amazing. So we're going to use those. And if you wanted to try to get the equivalent of what our vitamins are providing, we have a shot here of the sort of a quantity of food that you would need to be eating. So to get what's in the vitamin, you would have to eat 4,000 beets to get the thiamines, which is another B vitamin, so important to our health. Yeah, everyone in the chat's like, what? Are you kidding me? So 4,000 beets. Asparagus, we would have to have 714 servings of asparagus. 240 cups of beans to get to the 100 milligrams in the vitamin, and then cabbage. I mean, this is beautiful. And I think, of course, you should be adding all of this in. It's delicious and delightful.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to turn to the vitamin.
Exactly.
So talk to me about the batter, because I think the batter is
Yes.
something really special.
I
in
can't wait to
terms
show you
of-
about the batter.
Yes.
So this is our rice flour right here. It's just rice that's been finely milled. It almost looks invisible because it's in a white bowl.
It's in a white bowl, yeah.
I should have thought of that, but that's okay. But this is your white rice flour. And what's great about rice flour is that it doesn't absorb a lot of oil, so it gets really, really crispy. And we're combining that with another thing that doesn't absorb a lot of oil, which is cornstarch, which also makes your batter super, super crispy. And that's what we want. We want the outside exterior to be like nice and crunchy, but on the inside, almost eggy without egg.
Yeah, it
That's
was
the beauty of
lacy.
it.
Wait till you see it. We did a couple of test runs earlier, and it's just
Yes.
this beautiful lacy number.
Here's our salt and our turmeric. And I'm sure Chef Krista has a few topics.
We could all find ways to add more
Yes.
turmeric. It's very anti-inflammatory, super helpful, and it needs a little bit of pepper, which we saw going onto the shrimp. So you have that combination of the best absorption. So
Exactly.
go to town on your turmeric in your crepe batter.
And combining that with coconut, which is nice and creamy
And this
rich.
is like a full-on real coconut milk.
Yes, this is about a cup of coconut milk.
Yeah.
You have 2 cups of rice flour, about 2 teaspoons-ish of turmeric. The color is really potent, and so is the flavor, so you don't want to add too much, or else it does get a little bitter. And then we're going to also add some club soda. In traditional Vietnamese cuisine, we do use like a lager or something like that. But sometimes your family, if you're feeding this to your kids, you kind of want it to be a little bit more family friendly. So sparkling water or club soda will do just fine in this mixture. We're just
Ooh,
going
I
to give
could
it a
hear
good
that.
mix. Huh?
I could hear the bubbles hit the
Yes.
batter.
The carbonation. And people might be like, why would you add beer or club soda to this mix? But the best part about this mix is it makes it really nice and airy. You know what I mean? Like you want that nice, airy mixture, and it does puff up a little bit. So you can always adjust the batter as well. Add a little more club soda, a little bit more milk if you wish, and then it'll bloom.
Yeah.
Like
so this was the difference. Like you're gonna
this.
plan ahead a little bit
Yes.
to make.
You need at least 30 minutes. It feels a little bit thin, but that's really what you want.
So this is the texture we're going
This is
for.
the texture.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Yeah, that looks beautiful.
And that's our batter, y'all.
When someone asks you what's the best thing about this, you tell them
Yes.
it's the sauce,
It's everything. The Nook Mum just like
Nook
gives
Mum.
it another level. Nook Mum.
Nook Mum.
There you go.
Okay, Nook Mum.
Perfect. Yes.
So that is simple. And again, don't be intimidated by an ingredient list when it makes something so delicious. So we have about 1/3 a cup of water, and we're just heating it to get the sugars to dissolve. So we have about 2 tablespoons of granulated sugar. We have, I think it's a 1/4 cup of the fish sauce.
Yes.
Which is also something that I find once it goes into what you're making, it just, the fish part of it isn't as potent. It just adds a really deep flavor.
Yes.
And then coconut water. And you were telling me earlier that in Vietnam that could also be sometimes coconut
Yes,
soda.
coconut
which
soda.
sounds so refreshing. I'd go for that. Coconut soda.
Yes, you want like a nice sweet one.
Okay.
Something that's like really highly carbonated. And that way it gets you a little effervescence as you're dipping it in.
Oh my gosh, I love
and
it.
the crepe just soaks it all up, and that's what you want. Or beer. Yes. You can put beer in your batter if you wish. That's
Yeah.
what I do. That's kind of more traditional. The lager is the best because you get kind of like malty, yeasty tones.
Tell us how this is served. So I'm making the sauce. We
Yes.
put in 2 tablespoons of lime juice.
Yes.
About 3 cloves of minced garlic
Yes.
are going in. And then how would this be served? You said earlier that this was street food, and then you promised me it wouldn't be too spicy, but
Yes.
just enough kick.
This is below my spicy, y'all. This is below my spicy. So I know you guys were scared
So,
last time.
Look at this beautiful Thai chili.
Yeah.
It's so cute. I love it.
The green chai chilies aren't as potent as the red ones.
Okay, good to know.
So you only have like 1 Thai chili in there. This is just for everyone to
This is a
consume and be happy.
Mild-mannered.
Yes.
Yes.
It's safe. It's a safe space with this Nook Mum sauce.
Okay.
Okay.
And so how would this be served?
Yes.
Like,
So you put it to the side. Whenever you have your crepe, you're gonna dip right into it. We
Okay.
can make it a communal bowl. You can have your own bowl.
Okay.
But it's just your dipping sauce that we use for a myriad of recipes. You will find it. It's the mother sauce
Oh, love
of Vietnam.
it. Yeah.
That you use it on everything. Yeah.
I love it.
Let's do
All right,
it.
let's fire up. So that's just gonna go until our sauce is just sugar dissolved.
Yes.
And then it'll be fine. Perfect. I'll put this to the side.
yes.
And,
And as this sugar dissolves, we're gonna have our pans out and get it nice and hot and ready for our grapes.
and look at this. We're gonna start adding in a whole lot more stuff to our pans for the crepes.
Yes, as we're getting our hot pans ready, we just wanted to put the things that's going to be inside this crepe
Oh, my pan is
and
hot.
make it kind of, perfect.
My pan is pretty hot.
Nice. There
Okay.
we go.
So we're gonna use olive oil. You could use
Yes.
an avocado oil or a higher heat oil.
Yes.
Here's yours.
And you want a nonstick pan, about a tablespoon-ish of oil. You want to make sure your pan is covered.
So we're gonna get, some sizzle going.
Here's our sizzle. We're gonna make sure our onion's brown, y'all. When I ate this as a kid, it always comforted me. But when I was a kid, I was about in school, and I thought I was dying one day.
Oh.
Like I had my lunch one day in school, and I thought I was dying. I was bloated, I was sore, I had these cramps that came out of nowhere, and I was scared, y'all. I thought
Right.
I was
Something
dying.
bad was happening for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. I watched too many medical shows, and I started getting really scared. I'm like, what is going on with my body?
Right.
And my mom didn't tell me anything about
These other symptoms.
what it would be,
Yeah.
right? Like, you know that you become an older woman, right? You become going through those stages.
Right.
But you don't know that there are
All the
other things that come with
things.
it.
Yeah, yeah. And it's important to talk about not just like, oh, you're getting your period, you know,
Right.
but what comes along with that.
Right.
I'm a mom of 2 boys, and I tell them, you know what? Every once a month, I feel not so great. And that's normal, and you should know what that's about.
Exactly.
Half of the population goes through this. All right, she's going to work
We're
her
gonna
magic.
start on our batter. 1 ladle.
Ooh, look at that.
Yes, 1 ladle. You want to make sure it's not going to be too big of a ladle. And you're just going to tilt the pan around. You really want to work that magic. And I'm going to pass this batter
Thank
to
you.
Chef Krista.
I'm just going to use your same ladle.
Yes.
And I think that with the batter that you started with, we would have added some more to get to this liquidy,
Yes,
right? We would have
absolutely.
added more.
Yes. And sometimes it's just a few adjustments here and there that you need to do.
Oh, my
Sometimes the
onions.
coconut milk can thicken a little bit, so you kind of just want to add as you go. But you really want it slightly under a pancake mixture.
There we go.
Yes,
Do
perfect.
we want any more of that?
And a little bit of oil for your edge here.
for the edges.
We're going to sprinkle some of those mung beans and get all that fiber and protein,
Hello, beautiful mung beans.
right?
So I think this is, I love just how lacy it gets and crispy.
And you're going to just put some mung beans in there and mung bean sprouts. And we're just going to cover it real quick.
Yeah, and this is different from other recipes in that you are covering it.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, mung beans now.
Yes, a little bit of mung beans and mung bean sprouts.
And
yes.
sprouts. So we see
Yes.
mung beans
Yep.
already cooked in there, and we bring them back again as a sprout. Nutrition powerhouse having sprouts in there.
And the best thing is when you cover it, you're steaming your mung beans. So you don't have to worry about them being a little bit too raw or not having some flavor. This will bring out a little bit more flavor.
And now I smell the turmeric again and the coconut. It smells amazing in here right now, I have to tell you.
And here's our crepe. I don't
Look
know
at
if y'all
hers
see.
is so beautiful.
You see these crispy
golden edges.
That's why you get a little spatula. You can get this as well, but I like to do the spatula first, and you should be able to put your spatula right underneath.
Okay, let's see if mine is ready.
Yes.
Is mine ready? I
It
think it's
looks ready. And then we're just gonna do a flip.
Just halfway.
Yes, halfway. You're just gonna do a
Woo!
fold.
Look at that.
Yes, get your fold in.
All right.
And that's it. There's
And that's it. And then we cover it again?
No,
Or
you're done.
We're good?
You have a nice crispy edge. If you want it crispier, you can. I like a little bit of a little toast
Oh,
here.
yeah, you got nice and toasty.
Yes,
maybe I
nice
was,
and
Maybe I was a
toasty.
little shy.
It's totally okay. All right, y'all.
All right, and then there's a platter to put it on. And then I think this is the other really fun part about this recipe is adding in and how you eat it. Like, look at how beautiful this is going to be in building these beautiful bánh xèo.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna put this guy
Do
onto
it.
the same platter.
And the best thing about the bánh xèo is it's really nutritious.
Yeah.
When I am PMSing, I just feel really exhausted and depleted, and I just feel achy everywhere, and I don't want to eat. If you do the batter the day before, and then you can do the filling the next day, it's not that bad. It doesn't take that long of time
Yeah.
for you to give yourself that nourishment. And then you feel so much better afterwards, because this has so much flavor, y'all. And then you
Let's
also
see if you
have
can
all
see
this
this.
crunch.
Yeah, this crunch is what we're going for.
Let's
All right, show us
talk
how
about
it's
it.
done
Yes.
with all of these goodies here.
Look at all these herbs. So
All right, build
Let's
it.
do it,
Make
okay.
it make it even more beautiful.
grab a lettuce. You can use red lettuce if you wish to make
Okay.
it look brighter, more beautiful, because you have yellow and purple. It just stands out really well.
Oh, that's a good idea.
If not, romaine lettuce is great because it's hearty. It's a good vessel. You're going to break off a piece with your hands.
Okay.
You better not use a fork or knife because we want to get dirty here. Get your crepe on there. Let's pluck some herbs. You don't got to pre-pluck the herbs. Just throw them in there.
As you go.
Yes. Put a little mint.
There's my shrimp.
Yes. Put a little Thai basil. You want some fresh mung beans. I know we put steamed mung beans in there, but you can also put fresh mung beans for that added crunch.
Wow.
And we're gonna put some cucumbers in there as well.
Thai basil.
And look at that. Look at this beautiful lettuce wrap.
Yeah. Give this to yourself as a gift,
This is a
really.
gift.
This is a
Yes.
gift.
All right.
That we have the chance to share this.
Yep.
Okay,
and
go
kind of
show
fold
me.
it and dip. I would say get a little chili, get a little garlic in there.
Get into it.
Just dunk.
Look at her go.
Dunk.
I'm going to be a little bit more.
Do it. Dainty, yes.
That's okay.
Be dainty, be
dainty.
demure. Be cutesy about
I'm
it.
going to be just a little bit.
Yeah, you
like
can do
that.
uncooked shrimp too, y'all. With the uncooked shrimp, you can marinate it, and the time that it takes to cook the bánh xèo, it'll cook. You know what I mean? It won't be raw. It'll turn red rather quickly. You know, so isn't it good? Okay, I gotta stop talking and take a bite, right?
Oh my
Hold
God.
on.
I
That's
jumped the
how
gun.
you know.
Oh my gosh. There's so many textures. It is worth making something new and exciting that like jumps in your mouth.
Yeah.
This is so, so good. And it's so good for you. So much going on here. I love it.
Yeah, look at how bright. I mean, you get some crunch. It almost feels indulgent, you know, when you're missing something like fried.
Right.
Like fries, bread, that kind of thing.
No, the batter is like custardy
Yeah.
underneath the crispy.
Yes.
That's what it is really doing it for me. And then the herbs.
People get surprised when I say there's no egg in it.
Right.
Because it feels
'Cause
eggy.
It feels custardy.
Yes.
It feels custardy. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, so good. Thank you for sharing this recipe with us.
No, thank you.
This is amazing.
Dude, I mean, especially since yesterday was actually Vietnamese Women's Day.
Oh.
And today we're
You get
making
to be
bánh
here.
xèo. Yes.
Oh, I love it.
Celebrating at every stage of being a woman.
Yeah. Please join us. There are 6 classes in this series. So we did PMS and period support today. We'll do perimenopause. We'll do menopause and postmenopause too, I think. Really interesting recipes along the way and bringing in chefs, other women usually, to support us and to talk about fascinating recipes and to talk about Solar Ray vitamins. So thank you to our partner Solar Ray. So thanks for joining us, and I hope your kitchen is your happy place. Thank you, Chef Lisa, for being here.
No, thank you, Chef Krista. Thank you for all the nutrition facts. It's been a joy with you guys. I can't wait to see you guys next time. Bye. Thank you.